Picture two guys, same age, same starting salary, same city. One of them is standing in a dealership right now, signing papers on a $35,000 truck he absolutely cannot afford, telling himself he deserves it. The other one just automated a $200 investment, cracked open a cheap beer, and went back to watching Netflix. Fast forward 15 years. One of them owns 3 properties and works because he wants to. The other one is still having the same argument with his wife 4 days before payday about where the money went. Same stress, same conversation, different couch. Same start, same opportunity, completely different life. And here's the part that should actually scare you. The guy in the dealership didn't think he was making a bad decision. He thought he was living. That's the trap. It doesn't feel like a trap when you're in it. It feels like a Saturday afternoon and a good decision and a truck you really wanted. My name is Victor. I've spent years studying the financial decisions that separate people who actually build wealth from people who just look like they have it. Subscribe and hit the like button, because what we're getting into today is the conversation your parents should have had with you and didn't. Quick disclaimer, not a financial advisor. These are patterns, observed ones. Take them seriously. Do your own research. Now look, before we get into the list, I need to say something that most people in their 20s completely get backwards. Almost everyone does this. They think their 20s are a warm-up, like the real game starts at 30. Like this decade is just for living, and the next one is for getting serious. And that one little misunderstanding, that single mental error, will cost you more than any bad purchase ever could. Because compound interest doesn't care that you were figuring yourself out. It just keeps running, quietly, without you. All right, 7 purchases. Let's go. Number 1, fund a side hustle. Not the idea of one. Not the 3-page notes app entry about one that you wrote at 1 a.m. and never looked at again. Actually put money behind one. Here's what most people get completely wrong. They think side hustles are free. So they start one with 0 investment, put in half the effort, get half the results, and then tell everyone that side hustles don't work. You've heard this guy, probably in your group chat. No, underfunded, half-committed side hustles don't work. There's a difference. Look, the ones that actually generate real income almost always need some upfront spend. Equipment, a website, a course teaching you a skill worth paying for. And most people won't do it. They'll watch 17 YouTube videos about starting a business and never spend $1 on actually starting one. And nobody talks about this, that the unwillingness to invest even a little bit is usually the first sign that someone isn't actually serious. Here's what people miss about their 20s specifically. Your financial floor is lower right now than it will ever be again. No mortgage, maybe no kids. If you swing and miss, you bounce back. That window closes. Most people don't realize it's closing until it already has. And then they're 34 with a lease, a car payment, and a rotating list of things they almost started. Build in your lane. If you know cars, that's the business. If you're good with a camera, start there. Don't chase whatever's trending in some YouTube thumbnail. The best side hustle isn't the most profitable one on paper. It's the one you'll actually stick with when it gets boring, which it will, which is also when most people quit. Most people will hear this and spend the next hour watching more content about it instead of doing anything. Don't be that person. Number 2, buy index funds. Inside a Roth IRA, let me show you something real quick. $200 a month, starting at 22, growing at the market's historical average. By the time you retire, you're sitting on over $1 million. Less than $7 a day, 1 fewer delivery order a week. $1 million. Now here's where it gets genuinely painful. Wait until you're 32 to start that same plan. You lose around $300,000 in growth, not because you spent it, not because you gambled it, just because you waited. 10 years of telling yourself you'll start when things calm down, when you get the raise, when you feel more stable. Group chat, same complaints, every month. I'll start saving when I make more money. They've been saying that for 3 years. Here's the thing. The stability you're waiting for doesn't show up and then you start investing. You invest first, and that's what creates the stability. Most people have this completely backwards, and nobody corrects them, so they just keep waiting. Index funds are boring. That's exactly why most people never get rich. They need excitement. They want the crypto play their coworker won't shut up about at lunch. They want the stock tip from the guy who also tips them on sports games. And excitement, let's be honest, is expensive. The boring, automated, no-drama index fund is how regular people quietly become millionaires while everyone else is still chasing the next thing. And if this is making you uncomfortable, good. That means it's landing. Automate the contribution. If you never see the money hit your account, you never spend it. Set it. Forget it. Let time do the work that you won't have to. Number 3, buy a plane ticket. And before you roll your eyes, this is not about content for Instagram. This isn't the photo in front of the Eiffel Tower that gets 200 likes and 0 return on investment. Here's what actually happens when you leave everything familiar and have to figure it out somewhere you don't speak the language, don't know anyone, and can't fall back on your routine. You find out what you're made of, fast. And that version of you, the one who navigated real uncertainty with a dead phone and a missed train, comes home different, more confident, sharper, better at handling chaos. And chaos, by the way, is what building anything in your 20s actually looks like. Look, here's the smart play. Get a travel rewards card. Use it for your normal spending, groceries, gas, whatever you're already buying. Pay the full balance every single month. Never carry a balance, not once. Let the points fund the trips. You build credit. You see the world. You meet people from industries and backgrounds you'd never encounter otherwise. One random conversation in a hostel in Lisbon might open a door 5 years from now that you couldn't have predicted. And nobody talks about how often that actually happens because it doesn't make for a clean financial tip, but it's real. Most people will spend their travel budget on a resort where they never leave the pool. That's a vacation. This is an investment. There's a difference, even if they look similar in the photos. Number 4, buy real education. Pause for a second, because this is where most people completely lose the plot. They hear, invest in education, and immediately think that means another degree. Another $40,000 in student loans for a credential that maybe, possibly, might make them slightly more employable in a field they're not even sure they want to be in. You've seen this. You probably know someone in this exact situation right now, still paying for a degree they stopped believing in by sophomore year. That is not what I'm talking about. A $20 book that rewires how you think about money. A $200 course from someone who's actually built something, not someone renting a Lamborghini for the thumbnail. A workshop that teaches you a skill the market actually pays for. Here's what people miss. Your brain in your 20s is more adaptable than it will ever be again. You can learn faster right now. Retain more. Build skills with less friction. That window does not stay open forever. Most people spend their 20s consuming entertainment, hours a day, every single day, and then wonder why they feel stuck and undervalued and like they're running in place. The ones who redirect even a fraction of that time into learning something valuable, coding, sales, copywriting, a trade, they don't just earn more, they have options. And options are what freedom actually looks like. This is the exact decision that quietly separates people who have choices in their 30s from people who don't. Number 5, buy real estate. I know exactly what face you just made. Stay with me. Here's what most people do. They look at property prices, feel overwhelmed, decide it's impossible, and go back to paying someone else's mortgage every month through rent. For years, sometimes forever. And the whole time they're doing it, they're also saying things like, the market's too high right now. You've heard this conversation. They've been saying that for 10 years. The market was too high in 2015, too high in 2018, too high in 2021. And the people who bought in 2015 are sitting on a completely different financial reality than the people who kept waiting. Here's the thing. House hacking changes the math completely. Buy a duplex. Live in one unit. Rent out the other. Your tenant covers most, sometimes all, of your mortgage while you build equity in an asset that appreciates. Or buy a single-family home, rent out the extra rooms, and let roommates pay your mortgage while you live almost free. It's not glamorous. It's extremely effective. Real estate builds wealth through 3 lanes at once: appreciation, rental income, and leverage. You control a large, valuable asset with a relatively small down payment, and other people are funding it. That structure doesn't exist anywhere else, and nobody really explains this in a way that makes the first step feel possible, which is exactly why most people never take it. Most people are waiting for the perfect time to buy. The perfect time was 10 years ago. The second best time is a decision you make before this video ends. Number 6. Buy cheap, reliable transportation. Look, this one makes people defensive. I've seen it happen in real time. And the defensiveness is usually proportional to how bad their car decision actually was. You've seen this guy. Nice truck, latest model, upgraded trim, rims that cost more than some people's monthly rent. And if you ask him how his savings look, suddenly he's very busy and has to go. Here's the real number, and I need you to actually sit with this one. A $500 monthly car payment invested instead at 8% annual returns over 30 years becomes over $600,000. $600,000. That's what the car actually costs, not the sticker price, not the interest on the loan. The $600,000 you never built because that money evaporated every single month into something that was worth less the moment you drove it off the lot. Nobody puts that number on the window sticker, and nobody talks about it, so people just keep signing. The guy in the $40,000 truck looks successful. He does not feel successful. He's stressed every time something unexpected hits his account. He can't leave a job he hates because he has too many payments to make. He's one bad month away from a very uncomfortable conversation with his bank. A 4-year-old Honda Civic gets you everywhere the truck does. 200,000 miles if you maintain it. Cheap to insure, cheap to fix, and it doesn't own you. This is the exact decision that keeps people broke for decades. Not one dramatic mistake, just a car payment, every month, for years, while the investments that could have changed everything never got made. Drive the boring car, build the interesting life. Number 7, invest in your health. And look, I'm not about to tell you to meal prep on Sundays or start journaling your feelings. Stay with me. The basics. Real sleep. Food that isn't entirely garbage. Something that gets your heart rate up a few times a week. That's the whole ask. And most people in their 20s aren't doing even that, because they feel invincible right now, and invincible is a feeling that has a very specific expiration date. Here's why this is on the list. Everything else we've talked about, the side hustle, the index funds, the real estate, all of it requires sustained execution over years. Showing up when it's inconvenient, making good decisions under pressure, thinking clearly when things get complicated and expensive and stressful. You cannot do that running on 4 hours of sleep and gas station food. Your brain doesn't work right when your body is being treated like a garbage disposal. And here's what people miss. It's not just about medical bills later. It's the blurry thinking right now, the low energy, the opportunities you didn't see because you were too exhausted to pay attention, the decisions you made badly because you were just trying to get through the day. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're comfortable being slightly broken. And slightly broken, running on empty, skipping sleep, eating whatever's fast, that becomes a habit before you even notice it. And habits compound too, just not always in the direction you want. Your health is the foundation everything else gets built on. Crack it, and everything above it gets unstable.
Let me reset this for a second, because here's what all 7 of these actually have in common, and it's not what most people expect. It's not discipline. It's not intelligence. It's not even money. It's being willing to look different from your friends while you make these moves. And that's genuinely uncomfortable. Because here's what your social circle is doing right now. Financing the car. Going on vacation on a credit card they'll be paying off for 18 months. Upgrading the apartment every time they get a raise. Spending everything they make trying to look like they have more than they do. Group chat. Same complaints. Every month. Broke until Friday. Laughing emoji. Every single month. And you're driving the Civic. Automating the index fund. Reading instead of scrolling. You don't look impressive. Not yet. But compound interest, financial or otherwise, is invisible right up until it isn't. And then suddenly, the gap between you and everyone else isn't a conversation anymore. It's a chasm. And no amount of hustle at 45 closes a gap that was opened at 22. Nobody talks about that part.
but it's true. Your 20s are going to pass. That part is not up for negotiation. The only question is what they leave behind. One thing. Pick one thing from this list. Not next month, not when things settle down. They won't. This week. Because 10 years from now, you'll be in one of two places. Glad you started, or wishing you had. Those are two very different places to be standing.